very popular. I spoke at an internet marketing conference for affiliates, and I got up on stage and I said, put your hand up if you're an affiliate. And the whole room put their hand up, and I said, I got a message for you from Google. And they looked up at me, and I said, the message from Google is drop dead. And man, they went nuts. And I told them that in the coming year, Google was going to mount a full-fledged attack on affiliate marketing. They thought I was crazy. Well, 6 months later, nobody who was there thought that I was crazy. They all wanted to know how I found this out. How did I know what was coming? Well, tonight I'm going to tell you what's coming. And you're going to have a choice. Either act on this information now and be at the top of the heap, which is possible for you, or ignore the information, and you're definitely going to there's going to be some serious pain because of what's happening. You'll understand this as we go on and as I prove it to you. The good old days of having a website that you set and forget are over. I'm going to say that now. You may not like hearing it, but the good old days are gone. And I'm really sorry about that. I wish that they were here, but they're not. The old days, I could set up a website and be making cash within 24 hours. And not only could I be making cash within 24 hours, but folks, you never had to go back and touch that website again. And it would be as regular as clockwork. There would be money coming in. Sadly, those days are history. Now, the guru techniques that they're teaching you and that they're selling you their expensive programs for, they just aren't working. They're not even working for them anymore. And that is, if you're a person who trusts that they're teaching you what's currently working, you're just in for a sad surprise. Because the bottom line is that they just don't want to do the work to find out what's going on. They believe that because it worked in the past, it's going to work in the future. And so what they're teaching are models that worked years and years ago. You know, this may have worked in 2005. This may have worked in 2006. But sure as heck, the stuff that they're teaching, the stuff that they're selling, isn't working in 2011. Why? Because the model is broken and they don't care to fix it. You know, every time you look at your email box, you're learning about the product launch model. And everybody's thinking, wow, those guys are doing so well on their product launches. Well, guess what, boys and girls? While the magician can tell you that there's nothing in his hat and he pulls out the rabbit, I'm going to tell you right now that the product launch model is broken. For the most part, many of the launches that you are reading about, that you are hearing about, are not doing very well at all. Of course, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, they're bombing, folks. And even the ones that apparently, or that you hear about that do well, many of them have refund rates that are over 60%. And it's actually quite normal for refund rates of 48 to 60%. And that's why they are giving, all kinds of crazy bonuses if you will just, stick with their product. They're typically their overpriced product. But they're not giving you anything of them, They're not giving you what they're currently doing. What they're selling is what worked in the past. And if they had something that was working, I assure you they would not be selling it. They would be saving it for their inner circle of buddies. We don't get the stuff from them that works. We're getting the stuff that used to work. Another part of what's going on today is that internet marketing has basically become that if you want to succeed, you've got to kiss Google's ring. And of course, kissing Google's ring is a euphemism for what I'd really like to say, but this is a family-rated webinar. Guys, Google is the king of the internet, but their star may be fading. And what you're going to hear tonight is so bizarre, so letting you know where Google is going, that you may be wondering, as the song said, one of us is crazy. And I'm not sure who it is, but right now it's looking like Google's got some serious issues that they need to talk about. Google has basically decided that they need a whole new model of the internet, and they're trying to reinvent themselves in the process. You see, Google is absolutely frightened of Facebook. Facebook is about to announce their 700 millionth member. Okay, that means that Facebook has 700 million email addresses. It has contact information, including in many cases phone numbers for 700 million people. And how long is it going to be before they start cashing in on that asset? Okay? People are getting their messages from Google sent to their mobile phones. Google wants to dominate, Facebook, wants to dominate the internet, and it's getting Google scared. Google has been absolutely the dominating force. Google has done whatever it wants, and all of a sudden, Google is looking over its shoulder because Google doesn't legitimately have those email addresses. Yeah, it has the Gmail addresses, but bottom line here is that Facebook is in a much more powerful position. And Google keeps changing the rules. I'm sorry, but our quality score just determined that your campaign is worthless. Now pay up and shut up. And we have the evil laugh. The bottom line here is that Google is now deciding whether websites are good or bad. And they're using all of the intelligence at their disposal to make these decisions. Google used to determine that your website was good or bad only in association with your AdWords account. But now that has changed, and Google is evaluating websites. Google's looking at websites, and it's got so many new ways that we're going to talk about that it's evaluating your website that it literally boggles the mind. So here, what Google has done right now is it has taken a new position, and the new position is that they have the responsibility to reorganize search. The old rules of Google no longer apply, and the new rules of Google are going to absolutely, totally blow you away. It's not as simple as once thought. And the bottom line here is that we've got some new stuff going on, plenty of new stuff going on, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. Right now, Google's at the, there's the section in the Bible where Abraham goes to bat for the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham says to God, don't destroy those cities. Yeah, I know that they're bad, but don't destroy them. And God and Abraham are having this dialogue. And Abraham says, you aren't going to punish the innocent with the guilty, are you? Google answers back in place of God. We darn sure are. And that's what's happening. And there are people running AdWords accounts who are being bounced for the silliest of reasons. I mean, there's now you remember the movie Animal House, when they get rid of the Delta fraternity because they've secretly placed them on double secret probation? Well, Google's bouncing people on every day without revealing the reason why, and they're saying it's because of double secret probation. You can't find out. If not for the fact that I've been kicked out of Google's AdWords program probably no less than a half a dozen times in the past 6 months. And if not for the fact that I have one of the world's class AdWords experts working with me and for me, I'd be history with Google. But I'm thinking of the tens of thousands of people who don't have access to him and lose their accounts, and many of them are losing their businesses. I know someone who is in the alternative health field who was advertising on Google AdWords, and I believe, there's someone on the call who's familiar with this, who can type in the number for me, that their business last year in AdWords was millions of dollars. What was that number of millions that it was? Who knows and who can tell me? Want to type that one in? I don't see it coming in yet. But the bottom line is, let's see if that's it. Okay, yes, thank you. So it was a $7 million business that was making money with traffic from Google AdWords. $7 million business. And then Google kicked their butt out of the AdWords program, and it declined to a $2 million business. Were these people evil? They were selling all natural cures, but Google went on a tear and said, we don't like this stuff anymore. And so essentially they put them out of business. And on a personal level, the owner of the company had to lay off 12 people who were working for him because he could no longer afford to pay them. This is what the price of Google playing judge and jury is, that it's affecting regular folks like you and me. And if someone is successful and builds a business on AdWords and they follow the rules, it's just no guarantee anymore that you're going to get to stay in business. So building a business on Google AdWords, which used to be the norm, and we were teaching a year ago, now is about as safe as building a house on quicksand. Just not possible. So there was so much fraud going on that Google was forced to act. And they came up with what was called the Panda Update. Google Panda Update. Now, originally it was called the Farmer Update because everybody said Google wanted to get rid of the content farms. You know the content farms that I'm talking about, eZine articles and the other article directories, where you could hire someone who barely spoke English. They would crank out an article for you. There are plenty of people who will do an article for you for 99 cents. You get it up with links on someplace like eZine articles, and lo and behold, you have links coming to your site and your sites rise. Google knew that the only reason that these articles directories existed was because Google was valuing them. Google considered them authority sites, and Google was seeing the content. In many cases, it was duplicated content, it was stolen content, but above all, it was garbage content. And Google now has taken the position that those articles are worthless. And so the number of articles that Google is seen and is dealing with has gone way down. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still possible to use articles in your marketing, but the effectiveness of article marketing, way, way down. The links in your articles, no more. It's that which counts is only the author box, which is a tiny, tiny thing, and you have to hope that someone will click on it to get your affiliate link or to come to your website. So article marketing, that was the farmer update. And everybody said, that's it. But then Google announced that it was being called the Panda update. Why the Panda update? Well, because it was an absolutely just unusually bizarre, as bizarre as the coloring of the panda thing that was coming. And literally everything that was day was turning into night, everything that was night turning into day, and Google is only getting warmed up. Here is what's coming. So you ask Google, what's going on? All right, where do I go? And Google says to you, here's the way we go. And like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy asks him, where do we go? The Scarecrow points in one direction. And then Dorothy asks another question, and the Scarecrow points in the other direction. And that's what Google's been doing all along. Google has never actually been a guide for us. On the contrary, Google has been amazingly clear that they have a secret recipe and they aren't sharing it. And as a matter of fact, when you ask Google, like, hey, what do you want us to do? Google does like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz and points in both directions at the same time, and you never have a clue what's coming. You're stuck. And you can't look to Google for guidance because they won't tell you what's going on. And you can't look to yourself for guidance because you don't have a clue. And if you look to the gurus for guidance, they'll give you the same information that they've been passing along for years. They're just not up to date on what's happening. Everybody thinks that Google is so darn smart. They got to get everything right. Everybody thinks that everybody at Google's a little Einstein. But the truth of the matter is that Google isn't what you think. And Google can make some really big and really bad mistakes. And it's the ability for us to recognize that Google can make mistakes and deal with them. What I'm going to share with you tonight is that, as of right now, Google is about to put on one of the seriously biggest mistakes in search history. And if you say, what can we do about it? Well, I'm going to give you a choice about that, but Google is about to cut loose with something that is so screwy, nobody's talking about. Nobody is talking about. So let's go deeper into the mind of Google. Remember the scene from Titanic? Everybody believes Google's the king of the world. Google can do nothing wrong, and they go sailing and feeling the breeze, and they're absolutely confident that in Google we trust. Unfortunately, Google has blown more than a few, and so many people went down on the Titanic. There you see it sinking, and everybody's like trying to get away from the Titanic. But Google, man, they've blown a few. So let's make this a little interactive now. Type in, let's take a moment and see how good you guys are. Type in the names of programs that you are aware of that Google has blown. Type in the names of programs that you know that Google has blown. Okay? Wow, you guys are good. Some people are typing in funny things. Okay, if you've got something to, okay, some of these are just really funny. You know, people are talking about products that haven't even come out yet, as if they know what they are, unless they have one. Wow. Right, people are talking about things that haven't definitely come up. Okay, let's go take a look at things that have happened. Some of you guys have things that I didn't even know about. Okay, so let's take a look at them and see what they are. We'll now take a moment of silence so that the following Google projects can rest in peace. Google Wave. Let's wave goodbye to Google Wave. Google Wave was supposed to be the hottest thing, that people were going to be able to collaborate on projects. It was the ability for every company, for every organization, for every project to have people collaborate and work together on it. There was only one small problem. The problem was nobody could figure the damn thing out. And so Google waved goodbye as it sank beneath the ocean. Google Video. Google created its own video site to rival YouTube. And the difference was that Google Video was going to let videos of any length be online, whereas YouTube was holding the fort at videos of 10 minutes or less. Ultimately, Google Video discovered that everybody wanted to watch videos on YouTube, and so Google Video closed its doors and said goodbye. Google Buzz. Google Buzz was supposed to be its new form of chat, where you could follow what your friends were doing on Buzz. It was supposed to be the hottest thing. So when you were in Gmail, you could see what your friends were doing and posting their comments, and you could follow them and follow other people. But people had huge privacy concerns about what people were able to know about what you were doing online. And Google Buzz, which is still out there, has all but crashed and burned. You're seeing the carcass of Google Buzz out there. They'd love to revive it, but it doesn't look like that's happening. How many people remember Google's Web Accelerator? This was supposed to be Windows software that was going to make your web pages load faster. It didn't work. People didn't like having to load the software, and people have always had huge questions about exactly what Google is going to know about privacy. And so the Google Web Accelerator basically died. Google Desktop. Here's where you gave permission for Google to know exactly what you had on your computer. Not only did it slow your computer down, but you gave Google access to everything. And it didn't take very long for people to realize that they didn't want Google knowing everything they had on their computer and keeping indexes of it. If you feel comfortable knowing that Google could know everything on your computer, my congratulations to you. I don't want Google knowing and possibly sharing the information that they have. These days, the news is that the Pentagon has declared today that cyber attacks are real, are being considered warfare. Well, what if somebody hacks in to the database with Google Desktop? Do you really want everybody knowing, let's say, all of your passwords, or where your safe deposit stuff is, or where you keep your valuables? I wouldn't trust Google Desktop with my information, and I recommend that you don't either. Google Catalog. Google wanted to be an online magazine and have catalogs and sales. That didn't work real well. Google Voice Search, where you called a number and you told Google what you wanted, and Google did the searching for you. It's history. This is one of my personal favorites. Google eBay Checkout. At the eBay convention in Boston one year, Google decided they were going to be offering their own checkout using their new, at the time, Google Checkout service. And they declared an independence party so that you could be independent from PayPal, and it was going to be a huge deal. The media was invited, everybody was excited, until two things happened. First, eBay pulled all advertising off Google for a week, and they said that they didn't like what was going on. The next thing that they said is they would not allow Google eBay checkout because, after all, eBay and PayPal are one and the same. So Google had no choice, and they canceled the Google eBay checkout program before it was even launched. And the Independence Day party, so you could declare independence from PayPal, never happened. Google Orkut. Anybody remember this? It's still around, and it sounds like a Norwegian word. It's still alive in some countries of Europe, but this was supposed to be Google's Facebook. Man, that thing went down faster than the stock market on a day where they announced that Steve Jobs has a bellyache. That thing just died. Oh, here was one, Google SideWiki. Google SideWiki allowed people to comment on your website and give their opinions. Nobody evaluated whether the information was true or not, or evaluated whether it was. If you had a Gmail address, if you had a Google account, you could comment on people's websites. So you could go to your competitors' websites and say all kinds of crap. This person doesn't deliver the products that they sell. They promised one thing, they delivered another. I strongly advise you, they could line up all of their friends to do things like that, and it would be on your website. And then it was such a scandal that people started publishing products to block SideWiki. I don't want to give Google the possibility of letting competitors comment on my site. And Google gave you the ability to challenge the material that appeared on SideWiki. The only thing is, Google forgot to tell you that there was nobody in the office monitoring the complaints that came in. Literally, you could complain about a post on SideWiki and they would never remove it. It just stayed. Fortunately, Google SideWiki became completely irrelevant based on the fact that everybody hated it so much. It may still exist, but I've never heard anything about it in the recent past. Just another boner pulled by Google. Google didn't think that you could watch video online, so at one point they came out with Google Video Player, where they wanted you to download Google software so that you could watch videos that appeared on the internet. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't sure comfortable letting Google know what I was watching online. And a lot of people felt the same way. Google video player rolled over and it died. Now, here's one that I actually liked a lot. It was called Google Answers. You could go to the site with a question about anything, such as, what was the most dangerous or destructive hurricane in history? Or you could say, give me a list of all of the players in the Baseball Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame. Tell me who in baseball pitched no-hitters. It could have been about anything. What's the best way to get a college scholarship? And then you indicated how much you would pay for the information. And for $2 or $3, people with amazing credentials would answer your questions and leave them posted so other people could see them. It was a fascinating program where you could get incredible amounts of information done for you by people who were professional researchers. And without any warning whatsoever, Google closed Google Answers. Apparently, Google didn't have the right answers, so they went bye-bye. And then there were Google coupons. In order to get people to use Google Checkout, they wanted just online coupons that they were going to give you discounts on anybody using Google Checkout. Google Checkout is also probably going to go the way of many of its other programs. But if you think that Google is or was perfect, folks, I have to tell you that Google has made more than its share of mistakes. Now, it's still a huge company, but I want you to know that Google is far from perfect. But now, to top everything off that Google has done, there's a new idea. And that's what we're going to go into right now. And the new idea is what Google thinks is the future of search. And I want you to brace yourself. If you want to stretch right about now, we are going into just a totally new direction. And we are now going into the future. I'm showing you where we are today, and I'm showing you where we're going. And this is going to be a total walk into something that's different. So here we go. We're jumping ahead now. Okay, I'm just looking at some of the things. Oh yeah, there are other people put many more things that we that I didn't. All right, so here we go. Google has now come up with what I'm going to call do-it-yourself search engine optimization. Let me put it to you bluntly. Everybody reach down. I don't know where you are, but I want you to hold on to the bottom of your seat when I tell you this, okay? And this is going to just fly in the face of everything that you have heard. But I assure you that this is absolutely true. And that is, your search engine results are going to be different than anyone else's search engine results. In other words, good old Google Panda update is now continuing, and Google is going to take everything that you learned about search engine optimization and turn it on its head and have it spin circles, 360-degree circles. Here we go. this is a program that's in beta. It's called +1 -1. They did this in AdWords to get feedback on, did you like this site? And if you didn't like the site, well, Google took some actions. Very often it removed the site from the AdWords program. What they're doing now is there's going to be appearing, it's already happening. Some people are seeing these, some people aren't, that there's going to be next to search a +1 and a -1. You're going to indicate a plus if you like the site, and you're going to indicate a minus if you don't like the site. So that if people come to your site and they like you, then you're going to be moving up in the search engines. But if people come to you and don't like you, then you're going to be moving down in the search engines. Now, those of you who have been around for internet a long time will probably remember some of the lawsuits against the old Yahoo and Google for fake PPC clicks, that people in China and people in Russia devised this software that would go and click on their competitors' ads, just driving the price of these ads sky high. And people were saying, you know, I'm not seeing the traffic, but I'm getting charged. And Google and Facebook said, oh, no, we detect these fake clicks. Yeah, sure they did. They did it so well that there was a lawsuit that they had to settle for just incredible amount of overcharging that was done. So there are already bots that you could find on black hat forums that will go to your competitors' sites using proxy servers so that nobody knows who's doing it, and check on all your competitors' sites -1 so that their ratings go down. Now, if that seems fair to you folks, it doesn't seem fair to me at all, and that is what Google thinks is going to be an important thing. Now, this is not like Facebook. Facebook has likes, but Facebook doesn't have dislikes. Facebook tracks how many people like a page and how many people unlike a page, but it doesn't affect your status. Google's read on what Facebook is doing is, we're going to make this affect our search engine results. And so, if people come to you and don't like your site, you're going to go way down in the rankings, even if you've got lots of good stuff going on. Next, your search results are going to be hugely affected by your own search history. So Google's making search faster and faster because people don't want to wait. And in doing this, there are so many things that are going to be factors. But one of them is the sites that you've looked at. So if you've looked at a site before, that site is going to creep up and will appear very high up in your search because Google thinks that you like that site. How does Google know that you like the site? Based on the number of times that you've gone there, based on the amount of time that you spent on that site. Google is following everything you're doing on your own computer. Not only that, Google is tracking your friends' search history. So if you have somebody, remember Google Buzz? Everybody said Google Buzz is dead. Yeah, well, Google's still using it to find out who your friends are, and because they know who your friends are, then they're using their search to get results. So your search, your friend's search, it's all affecting your results. We're not even nearly done with what's coming. What you tweeted, okay? what you tweeted, if you tweeted a site, Google thinks that you value that site, and that site is going to be placing very highly. Now, Google has a lot of interest in what's going on in Twitter land. They've been indexing tweets for some period of time, and in many cases they get indexed immediately. But Google can also tell from Twitter, because they've made the information access public to them, what your friends tweeted. So if you're friends with someone on Twitter and they tweet a site, it's very likely that that is going to affect your search, because Google doesn't have what the Facebook and Bing combination is, and they're very, very jealous, so they can pull the Twitter information, and this they think is going to make their search much more relevant. Okay, now here's one of the biggies. Google local search. Local search is so powerful. So I'm in Boca Raton, Florida. Okay, that means that the search results that I'm going to see are totally different than what you are going to see. And local search is extremely powerful, and Google is spending a lot of time pushing this. So folks, you go ahead and think that you have a really great website and you do everything right, but some local company in New York optimizes for local search, and they kick your butt. Why? Because Google didn't tell you that this was coming. Let's go a little further. Google Buzz results. Yes, Google Buzz results. Everybody says Google Buzz is dead. Well, Google Buzz results now let you add links and keywords, and your Google Buzz results are showing up in searches. I'm not sure how long Google Buzz is going to be with us, but they're evaluating that information. Okay, Google is evaluating results based on your IP address. Okay, so if you're in an office and other people in your office have made searches, then their results are going to show up. Which means, get this, if you do a search from your home, let's say for baseball scores, or it's the hockey and the basketball finals now, and you look for basketball results, and you search at home, well, you're going to get a number of sites and they're going to come in a particular order. That's fantastic. You expect that. But if you take and you go to, let's say, a Starbucks, and you do a search from a different IP address, you're going to be getting different results, because Google is now being different things to different people. Google is going to be searching based on your browser history. So Google's going to assume that your browser, the information on your browser history is a very, very important thing, and they want to make search faster and more accurate based on what you've done in the past. So your browser history, very important to Google. Your bookmarks, sites that you thought important enough to bookmark, this is going to be a major thing in search. So Google's tracking this stuff. How quickly the website loads. If you have a WordPress site and you have like 93 plugins and your website loads really quickly, well, Google is going to downgrade your site based on that. It wants fast loading sites. Here's a big one. Google has what's called, and long had what's called the bounce time and bounce rate. Google doesn't like people coming to a site and hitting the back button right away. Now, we know that the average time on a site is 6 seconds or less. That's why I've always called it, when talking to clients, 6 seconds to death. Well, if the majority of the people come to your site and they're gone as quickly as they can hit the back button, Google is going to reevaluate your site, and it's going to move you way down in the rankings because they're saying that there isn't quality information. Okay, so another thing that they want to know is whether you interacted on the site. So if you go to, let's say, one of your favorite blogs, and you post comments on that blog, that's going to be a super duper thing. Not only if you do it, but if other people are interacting on a site, Google's going to make that site more relevant and move it up. Because Google likes community and Google likes interaction. So if your blog is there and you're posting and you're not getting any comments, well, your site may get very, very lonely. Facebook. Right now, I can tell you that Google is so jealous of Facebook because Facebook has all of that information. And while officially Google is not indexing Facebook, the truth of the matter is we're seeing it. I'm seeing stuff that's posted on, I'm seeing stuff on Facebook showing up on Google on some of my pages. Google is evaluating like pages. You know, some of the internet gurus have some pages that they put up where all they do is spam their links. There's no interaction at all. Well, Google can tell that. And if your Facebook page has lots of interaction, when you post things, people jump all over it and they post their comments and so forth. Well, Google's evaluating that. And I'm telling you that within the year, I'm expecting to see that that is going to become a really powerful way for Google to evaluate sites. And social bookmarks. This is going to be huge. Google wants to see how people are talking about your site on the internet. And this is just going to be huge. Now, folks, we've gone for about an hour. How many people would like me to keep going and teach you more about what's coming on Google? If you're interested, put your hand up. Okay, don't type it in, put your hand up if you want me to keep going and show you more about what Google's doing. Just click the hand thing on the side. Okay, wow, look at all these guys on here. Hundreds and hundreds of people putting their hands up now and saying, we want more. Okay, so I'm going to give you more solid stuff, and here we go. Just going down the list of all the people that are on here. You're going to be learning about stuff that nobody's teaching you. It's really simple that this stuff is working. All right, so here we go. People typing and keep going. I want more. I want more. Okay. So somebody's not a happy person. They said, I haven't said anything yet. All right, well, you can leave now. Bye. Don't slam the door on your way out. So let's not forget that what you're about to learn is what Google really wants. What you're about to learn is what Google wants to see. What you're about to learn is what's working now and what's going to be working in the future. So pay attention. You know, for those people who knew all of this and didn't learn anything new, I apologize, but I'm getting the impression from the notes that I'm getting is that a lot of people are learning something, and what you're learning is there's nobody teaching this stuff. It's just not public knowledge. So Google wants inbound links. Okay, Google's never made a secret that it wants inbound links. But what Google wants you to know is, yes, the quantity of inbound links is very, very important. But also, the quality of inbound links is even more important. Okay? So if you get a link, if Harvard Medical School, right? If Harvard Medical School or the Mayo Clinic goes ahead and mentions your site, well, that's worth 100, if not more, links coming from little spammy sites all over the internet. So people have been, for years, trying to fool Google with all of these links from crappy sites, but they're not building sites with enough quality so that anybody would pay attention to the site. We're going the cheap way, but they're not going by building sites of excellence. Plus, Google wants to see a diversity of inbound links. They want to see different sources of links. Plus, they want to see a variety of inbound links. Now, there were many, many cases of what was called Google bombing, where people would get together and they would conduct campaigns, even funny campaigns, that the funny campaigns where they linked something to President Bush, and then they linked something to the Obama campaign, and these are just dirty tricks, fun dirty tricks, but it's called Google bombing, and where they bomb with links. So Google wants to see a difference of anchor text. They don't want to see 2,000 sites linking to you with the exact same text. Why? Because it's not normal. And they want to see timing of inbound links. Okay, there are all kinds of programs that will spam links for you. I know people who use these programs. One's called Evo, that will just create thousands of identities for you across the internet and let you get hundreds, if not thousands, of links. There are other programs that are even more powerful that will post literally on 50,000 forums overnight. And you can get this done. The software is extremely expensive, but Google sees, like today you have 0 links, and tomorrow you have 42,000 links. Google's not fooled. Google knows what's going on, and so if you want to have a serious site, they want to see your site grow organically. And of course, Google has always wanted 3 major things. It wants frequent and relevant content. It wants unique content. Okay, no more scraping, no more copying content, which was one of the reasons for the Google update this year, because of just the amount of cheating and plagiarism that was going on. And it wants links from relevant sites. This is what Google very simply wants. We know this stuff, but everybody wants to play that. Everybody wants to play, let's be Google. So, is Google confusing you yet? Here we see Abbott and Costello doing their famous Who's On First campaign. Because over the next 6 months, what you're going to see is that you're going to see everything that I've talked about tonight. You're going to see that your results are totally different than other people's results. What you see on page 1 of Google is not going to be the same thing as the person next door. You can get onto Google, you're going to be on the phone with your friend, and you're going to say, okay, let's type in radiation poisoning. And you type it in, and they type it in, and you get 2 totally different sets of results. That is the future. So all the stuff that you've been taught, throw it out the window. Because you have a choice right now. You have a choice to be one of the victims of Google, or you can become the 800-pound gorilla in the niche. And that's what we're going to talk about now, is how, and I'm going to show you proof. I'm going to show you simple things that doing live that really work. So here we go. Mitch Capor, who was one of the brilliant software developers of our time, said that this getting information off the internet is like taking a drink from a fire hydrant. And so I want you to stick around, because what I'm going to share with you can earn you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So don't go anywhere. So the problem is there's too much information. And the internet, according to many experts, is doubling the amount of information every 72 hours. It's crazy. Okay, so I've talked about this fellow before, and that is, this is Matt Drudge from the Drudge Report. The Drudge Report is a famous site. It kind of leans, well, kind of, it leans towards the right. Here's the site, the way it looks tonight. And teen gangs unleashed on Boston Beach. Up on the left, they talk about all the problems and fights and riots that took place over Memorial Day. And this is the news. And for this crummy little site, this ugly little site, Drudge makes $30 million a year. That's his take home. $30 million a year. Right? It's a joke. You could do this. Drudge just puts up some headlines, links them, and $30 million later, Drudge is making its money. This is Ariana Huffington from the Huffington Post. This lady's seriously smiling. She's got $315 million to be so happy, because that's what she sold the Huffington Post for to AOL. And recently, Huffington Post replaced AOL News. And because Ariana didn't think that, she didn't really believe that AOL was worth the money, they offered her much, much more money if she took it in AOL stock. And she said, no, thank you. I'll take the cash, please. So the deal was $300 million in cash, $15 million in AOL stock, and plus they agreed to pay her $4 million a year to keep running the Huffington Post. That's serious money. That's serious money, and everybody loves her. So the bottom line here is, this is the future, getting these sites that are worth big money. Google loves the Huffington Post, not for politics reasons, but because it's got fresh content, because it links to the original sites, because it allows user comments, because it allows for posting to social media, and it's become so popular that something amazing happens. It outranks the sites that it takes content from. So since the Huffington Post, for the most part, does not have original content, if it goes to Time Magazine and pulls a story in from Time Magazine, and then you search on the keywords for the story, the Huffington Post will outrank Time Magazine. It's absolutely amazing. Now, anyone can do this. This was a blog, and this is a blog that is about banking. It's called Bankaholic. Bankaholic, this blog, which was done by I believe the kid was in his 20s. It sold for $15 million. $15 million. Okay? Anybody interested in a payday like that? Okay? If you're interested in a payday like that, put your hand up. Okay? Because this is simple to do, and yet, this guy is a kid, and $15 million later, he's got that site, plus they're paying him to run the site. Okay? This is the future of the internet, folks. The future of the internet is getting a site that you can turn into cash. And that's what we are interested in. And how do we do that? Well, it's really kind of simple. The future information, we're becoming the curation nation. We can't process all the information online. Yeah, curators work in museums. That's where the word comes from. They select what you see. Today, there's so much on YouTube. There's even a curator. Daily, they have guest curators on YouTube who tell you what they're interested in. And YouTube now is going to be changing its format over the next couple of months because there are now way too many videos. It's becoming impossible to find stuff on YouTube, and YouTube has to change. Okay? And the way they're changing, they're going to develop channels, and they're turning to curation as a way of organizing the information. Curated sites are super popular. Mashable, Mac Rumors, WineBusiness.com, On the Snow for skiing, Gaga News for Lady Gaga, Scuba Dive Info. These sites are worth serious money, and they're not that hard to build. Here's Mashable, On the Snow. Okay, we already saw the banking site that sold for $15 million. None of these are all that difficult to do. The reason that Google loves curated sites is because it's ethical. You don't scrape content. We don't plagiarize. We always credit our source. We always add something unique. And we always give people exactly what they're looking for so that when they come to the site, there's incredible time on the site because people are interested in what's there. You give it to them, and they are, you give it to them, and they stay. That's what curation is all about. Now, you're taking information that's out there, and you're bringing it to your website, and you're adding your comments. That's the original content. Let's see how it's done. Here we are. This is one of the sites, and you see it's dominating the front page of Google. It has, on meditation techniques for women, it has 3 entries on the first page of Google. Okay? And this is going to be, what's the advantage of being on the first page of Google? Think money, money, and more money. Think of people seeing your site and really making this stuff happen. People wanting to buy your sites and give you a payday like this. Here's another keyword. This is a very popular keyword. Meditation techniques for pain. As you can see, I've got 4 of the top entries on Google. My site, meditationtechniques.co, is going to be the 800-pound gorilla for every single keyword related to meditation. Okay? I don't plan on owning the front page for one term. I'm going to own the I'm going to own it for all the terms. So I'd like to introduce you to my friend, the 800-pound gorilla. This is meditationtechniques.co, and we do posts several times a day on meditation. Google visits my site several times a day. Not like some sites where it comes once a year to see if there's any changes. Google is a very frequent visitor to my site because there's lots of new information. You can dominate a niche. There are a number of people who are testing this method right now And the results are mind-boggling. They're on the first page of Google, and they're doing the same thing the Huffington Post is doing without a full-time staff. And they are creating a piece of virtual real estate that's seriously worth money. Look, I came from the same background that a lot of you guys did. I built sites that are still out there, but, you know, it's kind of like going to a very popular sporting event, and you don't park close by. You park in one of the satellite lots, and you need to take transportation to get to the transportation. You're so far away. But you can dominate a niche, and you can do it very, very simple. What makes this possible that people are saying, here's somebody who is saying that they've been doing this with me, and they're on page 2 of Google in just 3 weeks. So what makes this possible? It's giving Google exactly what they want. That's the key. We're not playing games with Google. We're giving them what they want and this nifty software that I created. Let's look inside this software now and show you just how easy it is to create an amazing blog. So over on the left-hand side, we have RSS feeds where I'm pulling information about meditation. And you see I have about 10 or 12 different sites. It pulls the information in, and it indicates whether I've seen that before. I click on it, and I can read a very short synopsis. So what caught my attention is Dolly Parton saying, "I meditate before shows." Now, folks, I want you to know that I did this minutes. If for those of you who were here at the beginning, I came on this webinar at 10:01 instead of 10 o'clock. And the reason that I did it was I wanted to post this fresh for you. Okay? So it was done immediately before I came on. So I see Dolly Parton, "I meditate before shows." All right? So what I did was you see over here it says view original post on the browser. In the browser, that's on the right-hand side in the middle. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's on the right-hand side in the middle. View original post in browser. And there's the whole article. Dolly Parton, "I meditate before shows." So I quote a section of the article, and I'm careful not to take the whole article because that would be plagiarism. So I quote part of the article, which is covered under what's called the Fair Use Act, and I put it into my software, and I hit the button on my software. I curate it. I add before and after. I can even get the picture up there. And there it is on the site. I curate it, I post it, and there it is. And this was done just minutes before we went online. So I'm wondering then, okay, I curate it and I post it. Let me just show you how much Google loves me. Okay? Now, this got posted about 10 minutes before we went online. And very quickly, I Googled it. Dolly Parton meditation techniques. You can see that it was posted, and I'm number 2 on Google for this in seconds, in minutes. There it is. The site where the article came from is just above me, and there I am, I am number 1 right after Google News. Now that's just in seconds. Just in seconds, we're up there, and that's pretty amazing. And by tomorrow, there will be even more links to the site, because we're working at the speed of light here. But that's not all, folks, because you can build a Facebook list too. Here we have meditation techniques on Facebook, and if you look over on the left-hand side, you see that I have 6,673 fans, people who like this. And you know what a list is worth on Facebook, right? Because this is just amazing stuff. This is amazing stuff. And this stuff is just simple to do. Facebook tells you stuff that you'd love to know. It tells you your activity. Look at the number of people that are liking you. They're comparing the data for this week. And look at how many people are looking at your posts, and look at the number of people that are giving you feedback every week. Facebook even tells me about stuff that I didn't know. Who's my market? You see that I didn't know this. I thought that the meditation market would have been fairly evenly broken between women and men. But Facebook is telling me that the market is 72% female and 27% male. Now you know why I posted the, and I wanted to get meditation techniques for women, because that's who the audience is. It's women. 72% of the people are women. And you can see here that who's interested in meditation. Look at the countries that are interested in meditation, and look at the cities. The big cities are interested in meditation. I'm pretty surprised that Doylestown, Pennsylvania is way up there. I don't know what's making them so tense. I know that A. Weber is there, but A. Weber is very close to Doylestown. There must be some serious stress going on in Doylestown, Pennsylvania to be up there. That's actually an amazing statistic. Okay, so the key to making yourself rich is to make Google happy. This is going to, this is what is going to work now and in the future. It's the secret to a massive payday. Why? Because venture capitalists have announced that they want to buy curated sites. I'm dealing with a client right now who's trying to get investors for his site. And he's been looking for a loan for years for a product. And this guy, God bless him, he's been trying and trying, and he's not giving up, and he can't find people to invest in his site. Now, if he would drop his product and build a curated site in the same niche, I guarantee you that Wall Street would snap up that site in days. Curated sites, as you've seen, that they can sell for millions of dollars. Insane amounts for simple sites. You pick the right site, you pick the right niche, and you become the authority, as you see me doing, going to be owning page one for all these key terms. In the meantime, I'm developing 6 meditation CDs that I'm going to be selling, my own products. I'm available when I'm ready to start selling advertising, and I'm going to be selling affiliate products. Why? Because the reason to do this is to get the payday. And if you can show that your site is making money, people will want to give you money for that site. And if you own a site that's taking up valuable real estate on the first page of Google, it's even more valuable, especially if somebody, now that Google's going on and on a new tear, and they get bounced to page 3 or page 4 or page 100, they're going to want to buy your site. And you can have a massive payday too. So what I'm doing right now, I just came back from Israel, and I got a few people in Israel who are going to work with me. And what I'm doing now is I have a personal celebration. And the personal celebration is that the new version 1.5 of my software that you saw, that was the new version, is going to be done in the next couple of days. It uploads, it does pictures, it does most of the work for you. You curate, you do everything in the software, and you hit publish to your blog, and you have a blog that looks absolutely gorgeous, and it works like a charm. Just absolutely gorgeous, and you get a site that's worth lots of money. If you want to work with me, I'll give you 4 personal one-on-one coaching sessions with me via Skype, or if you're local, you can call in. That's fine. That's a $4,000 value because I get $1,000 a consulting session. You get our online curation course level 1. That's a $497 value, and it consists of 5 online webinars and lots of manuals to walk you through what you need to do to build a curated site. You'll also get our advanced curation course level 2. This is 5 online webinars taking stuff onto a much more advanced level. And you also get the new software version 1.5. That's a $397 value. Plus, another bonus, I will build your sites for you. I will build them and get them totally ready so that you do the curating. The tuition, the total value of this package is $5,588, but the special for this webinar is just $2,000. And because I believe in people moving quickly, and I want to deal with serious people, I will double your one-on-one sessions so that you get 8 one-on-one sessions with me instead of the 4. Plus, I will install my secret sauce on your blog. This is something that I'm not going to talk about publicly, but I will put this on your blog so that you sail above all of the competition. This is something that I just will not go into publicly, but it's something that I am using and I want you to have the benefit of. But moving quickly means that you sign up tonight. Or you could choose one of our online programs, the basic blog curation, the advanced blog curation. In each one, you get 5 online webinars. You get generous email support. You get updates of software. And if you sign up tonight, I will give you the secret sauce too and install it on your blog. But if you want to take advantage of this, you've got to sign up now. You've got to sign up tonight to get the benefits. Go to blogcuration.com and you will be able to be one of them. Now you see on the blog there at Blog Curation that I'm taking just 10 people into the one-on-one program. Why 10 people? Because I just don't have the time to work with so many people who want this. And I'd rather build a cadre of elite people who are cashing in and doing well. So that's what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to work with people like that. Now, if you have any questions at all about the program, about the software, about curation, type them in and I will answer them. Okay. Anybody who already owns the original software will get the updated software. That was my promise to you. You will be notified that the software is, the new software is available. Expect that in just a few days. Other questions? If you have an existing blog with content, can it be imported into a curated blog? It's very likely that that will work for you. The point that I'm making about Google making the mistakes is that right now I believe that what Google is doing in SEO by allowing people to review your sites is really a serious mistake. And so, but it's the nature of the beast. And so you have to, what you have to do is you have to deal with it, okay? Okay, so someone wants to know about Okay, lots of questions coming in. Great questions. Okay. Okay, so the $497 option is for people who want to just do the online course and use email support and not get the one-on-one with me. And you see that I even offer payment options on there of 2 payments of $300 or 1 payment of $497. You'll get the latest software, you'll get fantastic email support, and we'll help you every step of the way. Do you have to know a lot of technical stuff? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So static sites will die. They will be around, but they're just not going to rank very highly in the search engine. So the answer to your question is, yeah, they're pretty much going to die. No, this is not part of Beach Millions. How much of an article or a book can we legally quote? About a paragraph or 2. Yes, if you do the payment option, you still can get the one-on-one coaching, the 8 one-on-one sessions. You can absolutely, if you have a blog and you're not ranking very well, you might just want to go to this curated model. Why? Because you'll see the change in days of what's happened to your blog. You could have started a blog when things were popular and it just didn't go anywhere. Well, now you can take the blog and the time that you've invested and turn it into cash. Don't go back and say, it didn't work. It'll work. But what you've got to do is you're not giving Google what they're asking for. And to tell you the truth, it's not your fault. Nobody told you what Google was really looking for. And people thought, we talked about static pages a few minutes ago. People think that Google is static. Google's not static. Google's always changing. And you have to give Google what you want. So if you have an idea for a website, let's say you want to do something in the weight loss niche, okay? Fantastic. So you want to go into the weight loss niche. Their only thing is there are like only 12 billion sites competing with you. Well, we're going to show you how to go into that niche and dominate based on your choice of keywords. And we're not talking about little puny keywords. Yeah, anybody, if there's 6 searches a month, anybody could dominate that. We're talking about going into large niches and becoming the authority. Okay? That's what curation is all about. If someone wants the advanced course, you could go ahead and order that right now. Just click on the $497 option and shoot me an email that says that that's for the advanced course, and we'll put you in the advanced course. Absolutely, you can do that. Lots of questions coming in. Do we use a particular template or a theme in WordPress, or do you have one made? Well, I'm using a basic template in WordPress. As a matter of fact, their standard one, and I got a banner made for real cheap. How easy is this for a novice to get started? Absolutely simple, because we get most of the work done for you. Thor, the answer is yes. Email me and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, people saying fantastic info. Should we throwing out our independent SEO efforts? Gosh, some of the stuff that you're writing there wasn't even, some of the stuff is still valid, but most people are doing it wrong, Tony. They're just doing it wrong, and Google's gonna know what you're doing, and they're gonna blacklist you. Okay, Leon Williams. Oh my God, Leon. Leon says, this works, and feel free to tell everyone. I have a new blog. It's 4 weeks old. I am dominating my niche, and I'm getting hundreds of unique visitors every day. Thank you, Leon. So is this a plugin that you install on existing WordPress? No, my software is built on the Adobe Air platform. So it works on any computer. It works on a PC. It works on a Macintosh. It's simple. It's absolutely simple to install. It's simple to use. The reason it's simple is because I want people to be able to use it the first day, the first time. Just simple. Does the software work with more than one blog? Absolutely. Right now, you just cut and paste the data that the blog is, and you can post to multiple blogs. The next version, version 2, will have that automatically built in. Do we send the domain info directly to you? You use the blog link setup that is posted. And I don't want you to set up your blog right away because people make mistakes. I've had people who picked their website, and then when they checked with my support staff, they found out that they had picked the wrong site. So we want to handhold you. We don't want you to pick a domain unless you check with us. We're not kidding about support and generous support. We want to totally be there for you. And so, we want to be involved in every decision that you're making. No, we're not Google spying on you. We are simply wanting to be genuine and helping you out as much as possible. Curated in this context means an authority blog. No, you'll become an authority in the site, but it means that you're taking content and you're adding your opinion on it. And so you're selecting content. Remember the slide that I showed you? The slide that I showed you said that there were lots and lots of things for me to choose from. And I selected the content. Like I selected that I wanted to use the Dolly Parton. There are many, many more. There are probably hundreds of things that appear on meditation every day. And I'm selecting what I believe my readers are interested in. And then I add my comments before, I add my comments afterwards, I add a picture, and then I post it, and Google sends me its love. Okay, the second option list of bullets. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, you get the either one of the online programs. You get either the blog curation or the advanced blog curation if you've already done the blog curation. Each one has 5 online webinars, the email support, and updates of software. And if you sign up tonight, you get the secret sauce. Will this work in UK? Absolutely. Yes. Leslie, 100%. And you're up at 3 a.m. I appreciate it. Okay. What staff help should you expect to dominate this niche? I don't think you need any staff help. If you don't want to do the work, I will show you that I will show you people who will do the work for you. I will give you the people that I use. And feel free, this isn't a combination. I'm in this with you. And I'm open, I'm transparent. If you go to one of the gurus and you say, show me a site that you're working on, you think they're gonna show it to you? No, it's a big secret. Okay? I went to a seminar that a big guru did. It was a $10,000 seminar, and the first thing that they had you do was to sign a non-disclosure because he wasn't going to show his websites otherwise. Well, here I am in public, and I'm showing you my sites, I'm showing you my niches, I'm showing you what I'm doing. And I want to be transparent with you 100% so that you can do things the way that I'm doing them, and you can make money. Okay? That's what this is all about. Lila, who's in the program, writes, the support is very good. Thank you, Lila. How long does the support last? It depends on the program that you're in. If you take one of the shorter programs, It's 10 weeks of support. We give you twice much as you need. Okay. Does the $497 option include email support? Absolutely. Okay. If you sign up, can you start at the end of June? Yes, you can start at the end of June. Meanwhile, you can go through the recorded sessions at your own pace. But yes, if you want the bonus, though, if you want the bonus sessions, you've got to get the bonus tonight. All right. Other questions? They're coming in fast and furious. Okay. Other questions? Now, if you think that, oh, okay, wow, there's one. Someone says, if something happens to you or you sell your company, will we still be able to use the software? Yes, it's absolutely. Once you have the software, it's yours. It's not dependent. It doesn't phone home. Like if I decide to sell my meditation blog for $18 million to someone in the meditation niche, then the bottom line is that your software will still work. It will work forever. I'm new to blogging and just got a domain in WordPress. I haven't got a clear direction. Will the software and program be appropriate for me at this point? So the answer is yes. I don't have a niche. I don't have a blog. I don't have anything. I'm essentially a novice and frankly extremely interested but intimidated. Can you make this work? Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as you're willing to follow directions, Brian, you can do this. We have made this as non-intimidating as possible. That's why we do all the technical stuff for you. It's absolutely simple. Not clear between your two offers. Ellen asked me a little bit more about what you're not clear about, and I'll be happy to help you. If you want the advanced curation course, go ahead and sign up for the $497 program and then send me an email that you want it for the advanced curation course. Of course, you should not be doing advanced curation unless you've done basic curation. Do I have any ideas where we can shop our blog to potential buyers? Absolutely. Okay. Can I guarantee that these sites won't get delisted by Google? There is no reason that your sites would ever get delisted by Google. It's just impossible. You're giving Google exactly what it wants. I can't guarantee that you will have the top space in Google because there may be a Wikipedia ahead of you or something like that. But if you work with me and you use the tricks that I'm showing you, use the techniques that I'm showing you, you'll be up there. Okay. Okay. If you can't manage the $2K investment, does the basic software package include online self-help, training videos? Yes, everything is in the basic package that you would need, including an amazing support desk. Absolutely amazing support desk. Okay, the two offers. One is the one-on-one program. The other is the online program. If you would like me to walk you down the path all the way and hold your hands and get on the phone with me personally, that the one-on-one program is for you. You can either do that with paid in full and save some money, or you could do it in payments, whatever's easier for you. Bottom line is that, this does work. And we're seeing the number of people in the program that we're seeing results from is absolutely staggering. Just staggering, the satisfaction. The advanced one is there are two courses. There's beginners and advanced, and the advanced one is another $497 program. That's for people who have already done the basic level. All are included in the one-on-one program. How many sites will I help you set up? As many as you can, as many as you want. I recommend you do one before you start building another. We have somebody who did 4 sites. All of them ranked really nicely, but he found that it was too much to do 4 sites, so he's concentrating on one and he's going to sell the others. Laura, the answer to your question is, I'm an experienced builder of sites with unique content. One of my sites was receiving over 1 million page views a month and recently took a big hit in the Google algorithm change. Can your product help me get back on track in terms of income? If your site was converting, there's no reason why not. Just expect a big wet kiss from Google on the lips when you start using curation as your model. Okay. Larry, just email Sandra and we'll get that information to you. Our pleasure. Renee, call Sandra at our office. Just hit reply to any of the emails and write what you'd like, and Sandra will get in touch with you and handle it. We're very happy to help you. This site, this software works with WordPress. That's what it's designed for, because that's what Google is showing its love on. Okay? If you're on a different platform, we're going to recommend that you transfer the stuff over to WordPress. How soon can one see income on the site? Well, it depends how quickly you act. It depends whether you put up offers on your site, whether you post affiliate offers. I'm seeing people making money within the first couple of weeks, but you're going to have to put some time in to make that happen. This is absolutely not any kind of a promise that you can be making money by tomorrow. If in fact you hear someone say that, I recommend that you run the other way. How do you pick your topic? Well, when you come in and you listen to the first online session, you will understand how to pick a topic. And if you have any questions, in fact, we want you to interact with us with our support, and we will help you. If you buy the $497 now for the basic, how much will I have to spend to get the advanced? Additional $497 when you're ready for it. Great courses. Can I show you proof of others who are making good money with the program? The problem that I'd love to do is show you their sites, but I have a deal with the people who are in my program, and that is respecting their confidentiality. I'm willing to make my niche public, but I'm not willing to share other people's niches with you. It's their privacy. I would never share your niche with anyone else. People are doing this, and you heard from people who are in the program who basically, typed in to say, this is really working. This is absolutely working. And this will work for you. For those of you who are typing in, will my offer of doubling it work tomorrow? The answer is, you've got to do it tonight. That's the thing. I'm committing myself to double sessions. I want you serious. Will the $497 offer be available in the next 4 months? Marcy, it depends on the number of people who are in the program, and I can't promise that it's going to stay at that price. Many of you know that there was another internet marketer who just did a webinar on curation. Someone I respect a great deal. and and they're doing a program. It's $4.97. There's no one-on-one stuff, and their curation model, they don't give you any software. They're going to teach you how to curate. Heck, they're missing out. Okay. If you're selling a product but want to add a blog to increase sales, will this work for you? Absolutely, this will work for you. Absolutely. You can get the advanced course after you sign up for the basic. Yes, no. Will there be an online forum with other members sharing ideas? No, there isn't an online forum. We just do the tech support. And we really want people, and you'll find, because these sites are so valuable, people don't want to talk about what they're doing. What is that site? I believe, let me check that for you. I know that actually, no, I'm not talking about Keith Baxter's product. I like Keith. We have different views on curation. I have all the respect. He's a really smart marketer. But we just have slightly different views on curation. So someone's asking me, okay, so I'm not talking about Keith Baxter, who did a webinar there, but I'm talking about Ed Dale. Okay, so someone's showing me that there's a site that will do content curation for you and help you do content curation, and it's $1,500 a month. All right, $1,500 a month. No, yet mine will do it for a lot less than $1,500 a month, but it is telling me that I'm undercharging. Maybe I should raise my rates. Or you could get, thank you, Leah, for letting me know, or you could get it and pay $12,000 and it will work for you on an annual basis. All right, folks, I think we're going to raise our rates. They're getting $12,000 a year for that, and I'm charging $2,000. Something's wrong with this picture. Put your hand up if you think I should raise my rates. Hands are going up. All right. The answer to the person who typed this in is no, no, but that would work like crazy. That would work like crazy. Oh, and the 12K site, you still have to do the curation. You still have to do the curation. Okay, so I don't know what you're giving them $12,000 for. Okay, the other 12K software is an enterprise product, not for individuals. Okay, but you still have to do the work. What's the difference between two options? Okay, the two options, $497 or two payments of $300. It's just if you need to split payments. And you can call the office tomorrow and speak to Sandra. Okay, if you did payments, if you signed up and you did not get anything, don't worry, that's the norm. Sandra will manually add you in the morning. So that's the deal. You will get all of the information that you need tomorrow from Sandra. How much time do you spend per day at the site doing curation? Me, personally, I spend 0 time. Actually, I pick the articles and someone curates for me. People spend anywhere from, depending on how many articles you want to do and so forth, there are people spending 30 to 60 minutes a day, and that's it. Another thing that we do is that the software will post. You can line up all of your posts early in the morning, and it will post them throughout the day for you, and you don't have to be there. Sandra's number is 561-395-7400. Okay, so the offers again are one-on-one with me, payment in full. Or someone here who's in the program says that she spends a lot of time, about an hour, because she reads all of the articles. Okay. What are the offers again? Number one is that okay. Questions are coming in so quickly. What are the offers? Payment in full, one-on-one, payment option, one-on-one, or level one, or level one with payments. Those are the offers. Can you install the software on more than one computer? Me and on my worker who curates, desktop and laptop. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. Works real well. So you can do it. They can do it. You can have one at home, and so forth. Obviously, this is something that's going to be a very, very powerful. And when you see version 2.0, you're going to be jumping up and down for joy when you see the secrets that I have coming there. Absolutely. I want you to know there are a lot of people. The answer there, my friend Randy, is absolutely. As a matter of fact, I have a number of sites, and one of them, the only purpose is to drive traffic to another site. Absolutely. Yes, this would work. So what you do is you become the authority in that niche, and then as the authority on site one, you point to site two. The way to do that, of course, is by being, impartial, maybe having, like a different name and so forth. But the answer is absolutely that would work. Okay, next. I'm a beginner with basic blogs. You're up to speed with WordPress. Question is cross-compatibility between HTML pages already published. I was about to plump for the Fusion HQ. Does my software handle transfer, import, conversion, Fusion? I don't know anything about Fusion. If you need someone to move the stuff from HTML pages to WordPress, I can give you someone who will do it cheap. Really cheap. Do you get the secret sauce without the one-on-one tuition? Answer, yes, you do. Can you download the software to computers in different locations? You can download the software so that you can have one at work, you can have one at your beach house, you can have one on your laptop, and you can download the updates as well. Okay. Okay. So my tech support guy says that we would just add a WordPress blog to your Fusion site, leaving what you have and adding the curated content. Leah, I can't answer that question because I'm not familiar with this. You've got all this software, I don't know. I can tell you that the guy who created the software for me is one of the top programmers at Adobe. Okay, so this was not programmed by somebody in the Philippines and we expect problems. This is a top programmer from Adobe. Do I build the site we build the site for you. And we also just handhold you in tech support. Okay, will I have access to the blog to change the default language to Hebrew or to add plugins? Of course you'll have access to your blog. It's your blog, okay? It's your blog. If you're going to curate a Hebrew site, you're of course limiting your audience. Good night, Linda. I hope you learned something. Okay, questions are still coming in, and I'll stay on as long as questions are coming in. There are still a couple hundred people on the line, and so if you've got a question, go ahead and ask it now. The answer is yes. We build the site. You click on the link. Just follow the suggestions that we have. Don't go doing anything unless you follow the suggestion. So Randy, the answer is yes. Can you way to import existing blog content easily? Yes, we can have somebody do it for you. You would pay, there would be a small charge, but yes, that could work. It's also possible that it might not be necessary for to do that. Most likely it's not necessary. We just pick up where we are and we become superhero to Google. But, okay. After you purchase, are there any upsells? Hell no. I don't like upsells. I don't like upsells at all. So there are no upsells. I will not put my people through upsell hell. That's one of the reasons that people don't like internet marketing, is they think that they get A, and then they're told, oh, but A won't work unless you get B. Well, I don't believe that. Okay. Thank you very much, Fiona. Thank you for no upsells. No, I don't like them. I don't like them myself, and I don't want you to have to suffer through them either. No upsells. No upsells on any of my products ever. Okay? Am I losing money on the deal? Absolutely. But I dislike them myself. And you know the old rule of treat someone as you would like to be treated. That's the way I do it. I knew you liked you for a reason, or two or four. Yeah, I dislike them where you come in and then they tell you like you bought something that, I bought someone from something that a marketer I respected the other day, and there were upsells. There were like 3 upsells. And then I got the basic program, which was pretty cheap, and it was crap. It was absolute crap. I just, I didn't even bother to refund. It was fairly inexpensive, but I'm deleting it. Cindy, the answer is yes. What are various means of monetizing a curated blog? Well, having your own product, that's 1. Advertising, that's 2. And selling affiliate stuff, that's 3. Those are the basic means of advertising, of monetizing your curated blog. I have been pitch slapped by others. No, I'm not doing that here. How will you monetize this? You had a site with affiliate links that was getting 300 plus hits a day but never made any sales. So the answer is you probably had nobody looking over your shoulder giving you feedback. We do. And we'll help you. Is probably, you don't want a site that's all affiliate links because Google hates it. Google wants content, and the old affiliate review sites are going down the road of history unless there's substantial content. Okay, thanks, Mary. I'm glad you learned a lot. That's what we're here for. Novita, the answer to that is yes, but let us help you with the keywords, okay? What you wrote as the niche that you want, that can't be your primary keyword because you will never make it. That's why we want to hold your hand. So the answer is yes, but, oh, there's my friend Peggy who was on. All right. Thanks for joining me, Peggy. Glad you made it. Okay. Wow, Leah, you're like seriously. It almost seems like curating content is more about monetizing yourself, and the people buy what you sell because they like what you choose to curate. Exactly. They identify with your site and they want to read because you pick something that they are passionate about. Leah, you get it. Okay. We're really good at hand-holding, Brian. Okay, so what's the story with AdSense? You could put AdSense on your blog, but I don't think that you're going to make significant money. I want you to make more money than AdSense, and that's why I don't talk about it. Of course you could put AdSense on your blog, but I just don't think you're going to be making serious money. The AdSense earnings are down. Google has cut the payouts and so forth. The glory days of AdSense are, they aren't running anymore. You can make some money, but you have to put up like millions of sites and then hope that Google doesn't detect a template. How long do you have to purchase your offer? Well, the offer is going to be there, but if you do the one-on-ones or the secret, you want the secret sauce, that's available tonight. After that, the secret sauce is not included. Is it lifetime updates for the software? Yes. May I use your name? Okay. Okay, I ordered the program, just curious, how much of an additional dollar investment do I need to get things up and running? Really, the site and the domain name and the hosting, that's it. When your site gets to page 2 of Google and you see that this is working, or you end up on page 1 of Google really quickly, you might want to order like not a template, but a header for your site to make it look good. $35. Not much else. Not much else. Everything else can be done for free. There are no upsells. Other questions, folks? Questions appear to be dying off. I'll stay here and answer the questions. We've done 2 hours. Okay, people telling me that they're in. Fantastic. Welcome aboard. Sandra will be in touch with you tomorrow. Okay. Okay, Lila says, for anybody who's doubting, my site was launched May 1st. It took her 2 weeks to get to page 1 of Google. That's rocking. I'm not going to tell them your niche, Lila, but it's a big one. Am I making money with the meditation site? I'm not. I haven't put up the products yet. The products are coming, and that's when the money comes. I'm doing, because I'm a product creator guy, I'm making 6 different CDs on meditation. How do I know what to make? Because I asked my friends on my Facebook page, and they told me what they wanted to buy. So who do you think is going to buy them? Yep, that's right. The people on the people on my Facebook page. All right, welcome, Mike. Mike has made a lot of money with following my advice. He knows I don't fool around. Some serious money to be made. Hold on, let me take a look. Somebody wants me to look at her site. Do that without giving out the URL. We're good at... I can't do it on... Hold on. The things I do. Okay, Laura, I'm on. Your site is loading. Okay, so I see you're doing AdSense on the site to monetize. Is that a picture of you on the site there, Laura? Okay, so you've got a site. I don't know what kind of traffic you are. I'm not sure what keywords you're really going for here. But to me, it looks like you need some help with the curating, and it'll make life easier that you don't have to. It looks like all of your art, the things that you're posting, are taking you a lot of time and a lot of expertise. the curation would make life a lot easier for you. You've got a good site, you've got a good niche. We would help you get better rankings by drilling down on the keywords. You're in good shape. Okay. So we did what you said. Is this, how much time does it take to go through the course? Each webinar is like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and there are 5 of them. We recommend that you go through them slowly, don't race through it. Is this a ClickBank product? No. Can you pay by PayPal? Yes. I would rather create my own products, but some people would rather do the affiliate thing. Yes, you could also do this for CPA. I don't do this. Yes, you do this. Do you need a website in addition to the WordPress blog? No. Everything is done from within WordPress. But this is not WordPress hosted. This is your own hosted WordPress site. Leah, no, I have not done that. Just add the curation to already existing sites and they'll take off. Mel, if you bought the $497 package, you can buy the advanced course anytime afterwards when you are ready for it. Yes, that is correct. So they are not live webinars? No, it's they are recorded. And the only thing that's live is the support. What if you're not familiar with using WordPress? That's what our tech support is. That's what our tech support is for. We will hold your hand. The truth of the matter is, all you need to do is use the software, and that will take care of everything for you. But you'll see it's really easy to learn, especially the way so far. What if you're not familiar with using WordPress? We answered that. How much money can you serious make with this product over what period of time? Listen, I'm hoping that you're going to sell your site for a huge payday, but that's not going to happen in a month. I can't predict that, and I won't. But obviously there's a difference between the value of a blog that's around for 2 months and the value of a blog that's posting content over the course of a year in a highly desirable site, and you're on page 1 of Google. So the more you do this, the more valuable your site is. What's the difference between the basic and the advanced? Isn't this an advanced and upsell? No. An upsell would be when you come and you buy it and I say, okay, by the way, there's this other thing. Can this software be used on an iPad? I don't believe so. I was thinking about that. That might be a future thing to make it available for iPad. Right now there's no iPad use, but we might want to do stuff with it. There are things that you can do that will help. You could definitely curate using an iPad, but the software makes life so much easier. Questions, questions, questions. They still come in. Still a couple hundred people on the call. You guys have got to have questions if you're hanging out. Type them in, don't be shy. Okay, here are more questions. Can the curation process be integrated into WordPress as its blog instead of a WordPress site? Okay, can the curation process be integrated into a website as its blog instead of a WordPress site? The answer is, I believe the answer is yes. I'm actually doing that, Randy, today with one of my sites. One of my sites is not ranking where I am, so I'm going adding curate. I had my tech person, Peggy, in fact, who was on the call, has built something in so I can do that, and it should be an easy niche to get onto page 1. What's the difference between beginner and advanced? Start at the beginner level and get to work. Advanced is only after you complete that. Okay, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Eric. The answer to that is, Lila, we'll discuss that on our webinar. Okay. Do big companies and big niches know about this cutting edge info? Some yes, Ricardo, and some don't. I make it my business to stay on top of what's happening and stay active. Most people don't. They're resting on past laurels, and that's why they are hurting so badly, Ricardo. I hope that explains things. Sarina, absolutely, but wait until we approve it. How soon do you get the software? David. You can actually get the software within a week, but we don't want you having the software until we approve the niche. So we're recommending that you not curate until that gets approved, so figure a week, David. We don't want you rushing into this and making any mistakes. Do we need to use third-party keyword software? No, the only keyword software we use is the Google external keyword tool. We don't use anything else. All right, Leslie, go to sleep. Listen, curation is going to be the word of the year as far as Google is concerned. If you want to be the 800-pound gorilla in your niche, you should be getting in now. You will be the kicker in 2011. Your sites will dominate. You can get ahead of everybody. You can get ahead of everybody. And the bottom line is, why should the gurus be the ones making all of the money? Why shouldn't it be you? Get ahead of everybody by doing curation. Do I know of a curated site in that niche? No, I haven't looked for it yet. Okay. All right then. Okay. Love you all the way from Scandinavia. Glad you stayed on. Ricardo, there are people in that niche. We would help you drill down on it. Why don't you become the guru? I'd rather you become the 800. No offense to weight, but I'd rather you become not the guru, but the person, the gorilla that dominates a niche. And I know some of the niches that you're in, and many of them would be responsive to curation. Other questions coming in, folks? People are shy. Gorilla sounds okay to you. Okay, I didn't mean it in any bad, negative way. Okay. If I carved out 1 hour a day each workday, would that be enough to do this program? Absolutely. Most software producers just make money from selling the software. Have I made any real money from the software? The answer to that is no, because it's not the software, it's the coaching that's doing it. So far, I've absolutely refused just selling the software. An example of a site that I curated, that would be meditationtechniques.co. Okay, meditationtechniques.co. That would be a curated site. There are many, many more. How do my curation methods compare with Ed Dale? Well, Ed Dale doesn't have any software, so it's all done manually. It takes a lot longer. The other thing is Ed is using curation, if I understand him correctly, as a content method and not as a method of actually dominating a site. Yes, in Basic you get, you absolutely get the software. So, actually, to tell you the truth, Paul, I'm going to be sending my software to Ed for him to play with. Ed and I are very, very old friends. even though I think I'm older than he is. Yes, that's .co, not .com. I'm not in competition with him. He's a friend. I speak at his events, and I happen to think that what I'm doing is a different take on it, and the software makes all the difference in the world. It's really awesome. Awesome is an Ed Dale word. But it's really awesome anyway. Is there an advantage to .co? Yeah, you can get a keyword domain when when others may not be available. How much time do you have to spend on each site per week? People are saying that they're spending about an hour a day. You don't necessarily have to do what other people are doing to dominate a niche. What about .me type? That would not be my first choice. Can you expect to make money fairly quickly? Marcy, it really depends on you. But this is not a make money quickly scheme. This is a get rich slowly thing. Okay? We don't want to make, $100. We want to make more than 100,000. I know you'd like to make, 100,000 overnight, but that's not realistic, despite what they say on ClickBank. Speaking of ClickBank, I've said so much about ClickBank recently. The vice president of ClickBank friended me on Facebook today. Okay, how's that for you? How many companies will buy a site that's anything else than a .com? It really matters what your site does, and they're not buying .com. If your site's on page 1, they won't care. Looks like questions are dying out, so I'm going to be pulling the plug soon unless more questions come in. So if you've got good questions or you're shy, this is the time to ask them. Is there a money-back guarantee? Absolutely. You can see it at the bottom of the page on blogcuration.com. It says that if you follow our instructions and you do not see you follow our instructions for 60 days and you do not see significant improvement in your domain in Google, then we'll give you every penny that you paid. You've been refused entry to CPA networks because my site is not a .com. If you're on the first page of Google, they aren't going to refuse anybody. Yes, we help with the niche. Absolutely, we do. Okay, well, if you were on the first page, then there are other CPA networks where you need to use some connections. I'm not sure what you were on the first page for. I'm not saying you weren't. It's just that a lot of it is how you talk to the people on the phone. Okay, my voice is getting sore, so we're going to wrap this up. Am I considered a thought leader? I don't know. I never thought of myself that way. Okay, thank you for joining us, Serena. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, person who doesn't want me to talk about their niche. I won't even mention your name. You can call first thing in the morning if PayPal's giving you trouble, 561-395-7400. Mike, the answer is 100% yes, correct. Good night, Renee. Laura, the answer is yes. Leslie, you were supposed to be gone. (561-395-7400). Good night, Tony. Good night. All right. You'll call Sandra. Great. Fantastic. 561-395-7400. We are now down to the last two questions. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask them, because it's been a really long call and I want to make sure that all questions are answered. They're just like some of them, if I haven't responded to you, it's just that I'm trying to pick out the highlights of them. Software update is due, I'm going to guess, within 7 days. All right. I'm not sure I understand your question of what does it do different. If you help me with that, I'll answer it, and that's going to be the last one. The upgrade makes life a lot simpler. Posts, doing something that's called mashups, just brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff, good stuff. I'm glad that I got it. All right, everybody, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. This has been a great, great webinar. My voice is about to go. Thanks for joining, and I want to wish you all just all of the best, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Good night, everybody.
The organ.